The national briefing is back on the air. Good morning, Kelly Nash, and what a day for Marco Rubio. I don't know how he did he draw like a short straw? Was it his turn to just go and listen to the insufferable libs, ask questions, make bold statements? You know, a lot of people were excited about the meeting between Putin and Trump. And when I say a lot of people, I mean world leaders. I'm talking about the people who matter, the heads of state from just about every country in Europe, including Zelensky. Everybody was excited about it. But if you were to listen to the libs yesterday, this was an unmitigated disaster that Donald Trump had. And it started before it even started. It started on the red carpet.
The red carpet, the warm handshake, that President Trump simply lost that Putin gained there just by being on the world stage.
Donald Trump once again got played by Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin got the red carpet treatment on American soil. Donald Trump got flattered by Vladimir Putin, but when it comes to Ukraine and our European allies, this was a setback.
Putin got everything he wanted. I mean, first of all, he wanted that photo op, right? He wanted to be absolved of his war crimes in front of the world. He was invited to the United States. War criminals are not normally invited to the United States of America. He is intentionally murdering civilians. He's kidnapping children. And now he got to stand next to the president of the United States, legitimized.
Do you think that Vladimir Putin got like a little tingle down his leg when he got to stand next to Trump? Oh my gosh, I'm getting my picture with the president, like he's a tourist visiting the White House. Look, the reality, I don't know if it's worse. If Chris Murphy is that ignorant, that, by the way, that's who the final statement was, from Chris Murphy from Connecticut. I don't know if he's that ignorant or is he just a flat out liar. But for him to make a statement like, war criminals are not typically invited to visit with the president. Really? Really? I mean, let's talk. Who's your favorite war criminal? Hitler? He met with Hoover. How about the fact that the United States partnered with what is known to be one of the biggest war criminals of all time in Joseph Stalin in order to try to end World War II? I mean, the list of Xi is a war criminal. He is right now enslaved millions of people in China, yet he's always brought back to the White House, not just by this president, but by others. The Chinese history on human rights offenses is unbelievable. But you can go down and look at like Venezuela. I mean, what was his name? Chavez. Chavez spent more time in Miami in the 90s palling around with Bill Clinton than the two on Miami Vice. I mean, he's like Crockett and Tubbs with Clinton and Chavez. What are you talking about, Chris Murphy? All right, what else? Now, here's another narrative that they love. Let them get at the sanctions.
Why not impose more sanctions on them and force them to agree to a ceasefire instead of accepting that Putin won't agree to one?
Well, he's got the leverage over Vladimir Putin if he wanted to crush his economy or at least do more damage to it. But you have held off on those secondary sanctions.
To immediately pass the secondary sanctions bill that is supported by virtually everyone in the United States Senate.
By the way, that final lib, if you didn't recognize the voice, is the former vice president under Donald Trump. Mike Pence is just a useful idiot himself. Look, sanctions are fantastic, but here's the reality of the situation. You've got Vladimir Putin, who couldn't give a rip about any of his people. Last month, he sacrificed 20,000 soldiers in a month. Let them go to their death. He does not care. And he's got literally millions more of those types of people to just dispose of in order to get what he wants. So do you think that Vladimir Putin is concerned about some sort of economic sanctions against his country? By the way, the sanctions are still in place. The ones that originally were put on by Biden and the Congress, they all voted on that. And sure, some secondary sanctions may do something to make it more difficult for the people who live in Russia. But I'll tell you what else it'll do. It'll make it a lot more difficult to get a peace deal, which is exactly what everybody claims they want. But what they really want, if you were to ask a lib, do you really want a peace deal? Or do what you really want is Russia to surrender? And Russia is not going to surrender. So what you want is never going to happen. You're going to have to give up stuff. The Ukraine is going to be giving up some land. By the way, let's not forget that in 2014, the Ukraine gave up some land, roughly 2,000 square miles more than the state of New Jersey. That was just taken from them by Vladimir Putin while Barack Obama was, I don't know what he was doing, playing basketball. I don't know what he did, but he didn't do much. So yes, they've already lost a lot of land. This war started under an idiot by the name of Joseph Pops Robinette Biden, who didn't do anything, who stood by and watched. And again, we've got the confirmation from the man himself. So I guess you're going to say that Vladimir Putin's a liar. That's not that that's not true, but he's never done anything while Trump was in the office. Because Trump is a killer like he is a killer, except Trump is a righteous killer. When he sends over a missile and puts it in your pocket, you're a bad guy. Vladimir Putin likes to kill innocent people. There's a big difference there. All right, so the sanctions, Marco Rubio explained that ad nauseum yesterday. Once you put those secondary sanctions on, it's going to be another year or two before you're able to start talking about peace again, because that's just the way it works. So we've got all that. Now he has to suffer through all these people what concessions did you get from Russia?
Did the U.S. accept all of what Putin laid out at that table?
What concessions will Russia, the aggressor, have to make as a part of this peace agreement?
Can you name any concessions that Vladimir Putin made during this meeting? Have any
I wouldn't name them on your program.
Have any concessions
I wouldn't name
been
them
asked?
on your program. Why would I do that?
Yeah, exactly. Why would he come in the middle of a negotiation and tell you what has already been agreed to or maybe agreed to? Gosh, you people are so insufferable. I don't even know why he went on the shows, to be honest with you. I guess it was just, and Marco had some snappy comebacks. And again, if you like snappy comebacks, I guess we can put a montage of his snappy comebacks together. But to listen to the left, to understand where their mind is, it's total surrender of Russia. They believe that there's some sort of magic wand that Donald Trump has, that if Donald Trump has it, by the way, Joe Biden had it for 2.5 years, and he didn't wave it. So I don't know why Donald Trump has this magic wand that apparently Biden didn't have access to. Is that what you're claiming? That somehow Donald Trump has some power over Russia and Putin that wasn't available to Biden? That would be a bizarre admission by the left. But the reality of it is, no. We don't. The only thing we have is the ability to show strength, which Donald Trump did. By the way, that red carpet photo op, for those of you who thought he lost it, I wish we had the ability to just do a close-up, because I didn't get a close-up, but it did look like Putin was a little bit shocked when he saw the B-2 bombers flying over his head. You've got him at a military base. You've got Vladimir Putin coming to a military base so we can do a show of strength. That's what really happened. In case anybody was on the left going, he got the red carpet. Donald Trump gave himself the red carpet treatment and said, by the way, you're my guest, so you get to walk on the red carpet, but take a look. We could blow up your whole damn country if we wanted. Is that what you people want, by the way? Is that what are you guys the warmongers? Are the left now the warmongers? That is a legitimate question after watching all of yesterday's Sunday shows.